What's up YouTube, Shadow Lurker here with another Rise of Kingdoms video. This video is going to be a lot longer than what I typically put out, and there's a couple of reasons why. So, to start it off, this video is going to have just fights from the altar, just one-on-one fights, to people just wanting to trade T1s, and I troll them and throw T5s into a, gathering node, and they just end up swarming me, and I just take crazy, results from it, to the internal civil war and during KVK that we just fought, which there's some footage of that towards the end. Unfortunately, I wish I was able to get more footage of it, but I was at a local fair, and this started at what time was it? Like 11 o'clock in the morning, my time, which is Eastern time, the East Coast of the United States. And basically, it was right when everything was going on. I was at the fair, so I was trying to help out as much as I could, while I was walking around trying not to bump into people. So, with that said, we're gonna start off with the whole Civil War thing. So, what ended up happening was when pre-KVK happened. I know I've shared the photo and a couple of the videos in the beginning, but there was some speculation. We were wondering what was happening with the One Kingdom. Their numbers weren't very high, and we ended up allying with Water, and they were kind of asking the same thing. Pull the book open a little bit. What ended up happening was we got the Z5. We built in Z5 about 2 hours into it. Now this was 2 o'clock a.m. my time when the passes opened, which is a terrible time. At least for maybe some European time zones, and obviously U.S. West Coast maybe not, because that's 11 p.m. at night for them. 11 p.m. for them. So, they built a little bit, and then they kind of just disappeared, and we didn't know what was happening. So, fast forward, we didn't hear anything. We held Z5 for a little bit. When I say a little bit, I think it was about maybe 15 hours. I think we had held it, and then we ended up losing it, and that was a 4v3, 4 kingdoms versus 3, because obviously the other kingdom backed out. Well, we then found out that they wanted to farm this KVK, so they didn't tell us, they weren't talking, yada yada yada, and then it just started getting nasty in the Discord chats, in the game chats, finger pointing, finger blaming, whatever you want to call it. And this was between the One Kingdom and us primarily, and then Water would get into it with them, dude, you just fucked up everything for us too, for all of Water. And then obviously the enemy kingdoms, they were all mad because they were expecting a tough KVK, and it didn't end up happening. So what ended up happening was they end up wanting all these rewards, circle occupations for the first, and getting altars, to getting into different zones for bastions and all this and that. We were no, not gonna happen. Kind of ignored them, and they were starting to get mad. And then our one support alliance, I guess you would say, it's our other fighting alliance in our kingdom, they had the bastions in Z5 sharing with Water. We were in their coalition at the time with this other kingdom, and they got mad because we left and joined the main coalition, because then they lost all the bastions down there, and from then on it just kind of stirred the pot. And that day, which was, what day was it? The 29th or 30th of September was when the circles opened, and we were going to take every circle, basically not give this kingdom any circles, just because of them basically just farming. And we took 2 of the 3. Ended up, we were just about to take the 3rd. They ended up swarming the rally that we had on the circle, and then just basically hit us, and it's triggered the Civil War. So what ended up happening, if you heard that was a tractor just went by. So what ended up happening was basically Civil War happened. Civil War did not last very long. When I say not very long, like, it was like maybe 4 hours tops, if that. We burnt through all their territory, burnt all them out. They pretty much all teleported back to Home Kingdom. We took everything back, all the fortresses, all the structures, circles, you name it. Anybody off territory, we burn them. There are still a couple farmers running around, not too many. And yeah, so that basically is what everything happened. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. The kingdom was 1701. 1701 did win a KVK. Does have a star in their main alliance. We thought that we had a very good chance to win this KVK with everybody, because we had a pretty strong set of allies in water, and Fire Camp was pretty strong. But unfortunately, with the top strong kingdom in fire basically not doing anything, saying that they needed to farm and not contribute, this whole KVK put a dagger into it. We did, however, scout, I think he's their king. If not, he's just an R4 in one of their main alliances, and he said that he was the one that's saying that they were farming this KVK, and they definitely were not farming. Like, they had no resources. So I think they were just mad that they got matched with maybe a kingdom they didn't want to be matched with. I'm not sure. And that just kind of ended it for them. They just got pissed off, and that was the end of it. So where we're at right now in the video is me actually, I was rallying the city of 1701, but now we're just swarming it down. Yeah, I wish I would have had more more footage of this, but unfortunately I don't. If you look at our KVK map right now, which I think the fog opens up, when this drops, the fog will already be lifted, so you'll be able to see. But basically, everything's burnt. We probably will go back into KVK in first registration. I can't confirm that. We'll wait for a vote, but we do plan on doing the first or second. Me personally, I hope we don't, because I've kind of went, I don't want to say rogue as in like a bad way, but I kind of did a lot this KVK. My goal was 1 billion kill points this KVK, and right now I'm sitting at about, I think, 450 million, and I have about 2 million deads, which 2 million deads is probably pretty good considering that we haven't really done anything, because there wasn't much fighting. due to like flag defending, due to kind of just having to give up in the Z5. King's Lane will be opening up here in a couple of days. And with all that said, I think I will talk about Jan and Joan in the next video. I did some open field work with Joan. It's just in the altar, so I have quite a bit of recordings of that. I like Joan. I think Joan's a very good commander. And I'm getting pretty decent results with it. Jan, I was going to max. I said I was going to. I've changed my mind just because of all the, I don't want to say negativity, but there's a lot of not very good reports with Jan right now. So I'm just going to win another probably MGE event and then just finish the other two probably in the top 5, and then I'll just slowly, I guess, max him, and if he becomes usable in the future, then I will obviously probably use him. But since I have Jadwiga already maxed and I have Joan now fully maxed and Nevsky maxed, like, I don't really need another garrison unless something happens that Jan becomes phenomenal. But as of right now, I don't think I'm going to max him. I know I was going to say this in the next video, but I still have some time yet because this video, like I said, was going to be longer. Other than that, I would say look out for the next video. This video is probably going to drop Wednesday this week, and then I'll probably have one drop either Friday or Saturday, and that'll be the one with some open field Joan reports. I don't remember if I did a bunch of different commanders in it or not. Primarily I was using Joan Prime and Nevsky as a secondary, so and that's what I'm probably going to highly recommend. The one other guy was doing it the other way, using Nevsky as primary and then using Joan as secondary, and the results seem to be not as great, but that could just be because my gear's a little higher, and my tech obviously is pretty high. I will do a video with all my gear and everything else because people were asking for it, so look out for that as well. I will show my tech, I will show my gear with all my troops, and maybe I'll do a top 5 march that I use. Maybe I'll go up to 7. But with that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.